Hey everybody, happy Tuesday. I got a late start today. I don't know why. Things were just not moving as fast as I wanted, and I definitely went a little bit further on my walk today because I'm still doing it, guys. Hold me accountable. I am still moving and grooving every single day, which I'm super pumped about. And I actually put out a post today on my Facebook because I was talking in my mind a little bit about goals, and I remember when I first started training to run a 5K and then a 10K and then a marathon. And it all came down to little bits of effort a day actually snowballed into something so much bigger. And so I did the couch potato to 5K, and that's exactly what it is. Like, you go out and you run maybe for a minute, and then you walk for a minute, and then you run for a minute, and then you walk for a minute, and you do this for like 20 minutes. And as you progress and get stronger, you're able to run a little further, walk a little less, and the next thing you know, you're running a 5K. So that's how I did it, and I don't know why we do these things, and they're kind of life-changing for us, but over time we gradually just migrate back down to what we're comfortable with. How annoying is that? So anyway, so that's where I'm at right now. I set goals for myself. I would say I'm gonna run to that mailbox. Okay, I'm gonna run to that stop sign. Okay, I'm gonna run, wherever. And it was awesome. It got me moving, and I actually ran more than I have since I started getting out the door every morning. So yay, that's a win, right? But today I wanted to talk about loving the people who show up for you. And right? Especially as a mom, as a friend, as an entrepreneur, as a passionate, mission advocate. My little stand is going down, down, down. Show up for the people who show up for you. Sometimes we forget to do that. And beginning of the year, I kind of go through a whole reevaluation of how I'm doing things every January 1st. And that was part of it. Sometimes I think when we get to a certain point, or we think we've, made it, for today anyway, we forget to go back and thank those people who showed up for us along the way. And let me give you an example. So early on, when I was passionate about changing advertising and having a bigger conversation, I did a major behind the scenes hustle. So when I would create content, I would take that content, I would box it up, put it in a bow on my blog, or later on Changing the Face of Beauty's website. And then I would hustle that content behind the scenes. So I would be sending notes to every nonprofit, to every company, to every media firm, every name that I had that might be associated with a media. I would go through articles similar, people doing things that were similar to what I was doing, and I would start contacting those reporters that covered those stories. And that's how I was able to begin a conversation on a national platform. But what I realized is, in order to continue to maintain that and continue to have those conversations, I had to remember to go back and thank those people, because frankly, we wouldn't be where we are today if it weren't for the reporters. One in particular from Huffington Post, who actually wrote the coming out article for Changing the Face of Beauty and really put us on the map. It got us into national media, it got us on the Today Show. I will never forget him, going out on that limb and writing that article and giving us that platform to have a bigger conversation. And so that's kind of what I have for you today. Something that's really important to me, and something that I'm not always really good at. But I really try to remember the people who, extended their hand, gave me an extra tip, introduced me to someone important, gave us the opportunity to have a bigger conversation. Same goes for my business. People who have come in, fallen in love with the products, fallen in love with the team, and have, connected me to other people who they believe will feel the same. Network marketing is very similar to, growing something that from the grassroots, something you're passionate about. It's all about those people who show up for you every day. You have to make sure that you turn around and show up for them too. It's been a huge blessing for me and for my family to have those people in our life and those relationships that have come from just turning around and saying, hey, thank you. Going back to the media, when I look down the road of all the people who wrote those articles for our organization, for my heart and passion, I go back to them regularly when we have big things happen, and I tell them, thank you for believing before other people did, and because you believed, this is happening today. I think people like to be or feel a part of something, and when they feel a part of something, they in turn will probably show up for you again, and hopefully you'll show up for them. Oftentimes I see, we're out there hustling and building businesses and building nonprofits and missions and changing the world. And while we're doing that, we get so caught up in ourselves and what we're doing and how we think we're amazing, when really we wouldn't be anywhere if it weren't for all the other people who step up, show up, and help us, maybe once a year, maybe not every day. But if you weren't given the opportunities that you've been given to have the platform that you have, you wouldn't be who you are. And so that's super important to me. I definitely work really hard trying to turn around, look back, make sure that the people that showed up for me know that I appreciate it, and that because of what they did and because of the way they showed up, we are where we are today. So that's what I got today, Tuesday. It's a little bit of gratitude, but really it's just showing up. I talked a little bit yesterday about sending thank you notes, and I'm terrible at that. Absolutely terrible. Great at email, great at texting, but terrible at a physical note. I'm working on that because I really believe that gratitude speaks volumes when you actually take time out of your day to get a card, write it out, address it, put a stamp on it, and send it. I know when I receive those, they mean a whole heck of a lot to me. So I hope that I can spread a little bit of that to other people. Have the best day.